In the Mimics Vale this week, we welcome new patron Nick. Hello, Nick. We are Made to Suffer, Final Fantasy VII Remake by Ben, a little bit of Achilles Survivor, and Shadows Die Twice with Sekiro.
You know, after finishing off Nine Souls, I decided that I wasn't quite done with parrying. So I trawled back through my never-ending list of games that I ditched for no particular reason, and I stumbled across Sekiro, which I think I played for a little while, maybe, I don't know, 5 hours or something, a year or two ago. So, you know what, I'm going to jump back into this. I'm not going to restart it. I'm just going to pick up from where I left off. Much like what I've done every other game that I've dumped. And as you know, it's pretty tricky to get back into. But just fancied it. Just fancied trying my best at progressing from where I left off. Which, as it happens, if you were to warp back to the starting place, is about a 5-minute run from the first sort of save point. Yeah, I just want to see if I could do any better at it, because it is grueling. Out of all the Souls games, I think it's the most difficult. Because it's not like a Dark Souls or Elden Ring where you've got options in how you can attack. It's all parry-based sword play. And each enemy has its own unique pattern, which I can never, for the life of me, work out what they're going to do. So it's just, yeah, I find it pretty difficult. But yeah, I managed to progress from where I had been. And you get to a point, you go, yep, okay, now I know exactly what I'm doing here. And then you walk another 500 yards up the road and you get absolutely beasted by something else. It's an entirely unpleasant experience. But yeah, I would say I enjoy it. I do think it is probably the most difficult one that I've played.
It is. It's regarded as the most difficult. I had a little Google earlier today just to see what are the top ones, and yeah, that was top on all the lists that I saw of Souls-like and or From Software games. So, yeah.
Well, I'll not be touching that then.
No.
Not an Alex game.
No.
Does not sound like fun in the slightest.
No.
It's so lovely to look at, though.
Yeah. I saw that you were playing it a couple of days ago, Lewis. And I thought, I've got a gap in my schedule. I'll jump into that.
I'm going to finish it first.
I'll jump into that as well and see if I like it. And then, it'd be good for the podcast because we could chat about it, that kind of thing. But always
it's on your list.
Content first. And it's on my list, yeah. I think it's on my list. Is it on my list?
I think it is.
Surely it is.
Yeah.
Because I have fancied it for a while. And I think
one.
It probably is, but there is no way in hell I'm beating this game, let alone before Lewis. I don't think I'm going to beat it at all. To a bit of context, I've played it for 8 hours, I would say. I haven't got to a boss yet. That is just 8 hours of mostly fighting like mini bosses, like over and over and over and over again. It is like, this is like the fire giant, the game.
Yeah.
Basically.
Oh, 100%.
Like I can't believe how many times I have attempted some of these mini bosses.
Yeah. What was the last one you faced?
It was in the Hirata estate. The something like Juzo the Drunkard or something.
I don't know. I can't remember that.
Yeah, like a big guy that sort of burps poison, and I've lost count of how many times I must have attempted it 30 times,
Right.
probably. And given that you don't just like start right before it, it's,
Yes.
yeah. So that, and there is a boss immediately after him, like a proper boss, I think, which I had actually one quick go of just before we started, and that seemed a lot easier. But I'm sure there's probably like a second phase. But it is so difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like who have I fought? I think. Oh, I've got an achievement for beating him. Gyubu Masataka Oniwa, who's a big guy on a horse, and I ended up going on Reddit and I'm like, what am I supposed to do here? Because it's like you lock on like you do with any FromSoft game to the enemy, and you just instantly feel like you're too close, and you're backing up, going, just like spamming L1 to like, randomly parry it thin air.
Yeah.
I was like, I need help. I need help with this. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, no, it's like that. I think after about attempt 10, I looked up a guide, and even still, it took me another 20 attempts to do it. Because So, it's like, it's intoxicating. It has got that sort of one more go. No, I can do this. And it's fun to play as well. Like as frustrating as it is to have your ass handed to you repeatedly, it is fun to control. Like it feels really zippy, and I love the
when you get like a hook shot point, just you can like link them together. It's pretty good.
Yeah, and that's just fun. Like that's just great video gamey fun. And yeah, I love the look of it. Love the setting. Much more into this setting than something like Bloodborne, I would say. But it does still have that from kind of everyone's getting some sort of illness, and people hate you and stuff like that.
So I'm trying, because I can't remember the drunk burping guy.
So I've gone off piste, I think. I don't think I've followed the main line. So I've got this little bell. Sorry, Alex, this is probably tedious. This sounds like Elden Ring all over again. I've got this little bell from a old lady.
What do you do with us?
and using that bell took me to this other location. There's like a memory or a dream. I think. And I've just progressed in that, and I probably shouldn't have. I think I probably should have just carried on doing like the main. Is it Ashina Estate or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
But I didn't. As soon as I got that bell, I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. And then I got to a hard mini boss. I was like, I can do this. And then had to go to bed, and then did it in the morning, and then got to another mini boss. I fucking hell. I think I've made it more difficult for myself than I should have, possibly.
Perhaps, I don't know. I don't think I've got that bell, so I don't know if I might not have spoke to that person. But what I've done, and it's what I've done in other Souls games, is that there's an area that I've died in a couple of times. I'll just run through it, and I run through it, and when you do that, you just end up in an even more difficult place. So I had like a running theme of, I'll run through this area. Oh, I've died. I'll run through this next bit too. Oh, okay, I'll try and see if I can get along. And so I've ended up like warping back to that estate, and going down a different set of stairs from the one that I had done. Because there does seem to be, there isn't a map, which is annoying. Just so used to having a map now. There does seem to be a lot of different branching paths off of the main. What I think is the main route that you would take.
Yeah. Interesting. I'm
tricky.
Very tricky. I can't say I'm loving it, but there's definitely, I don't know if it's just bloody mindedness, but I was like, no, I want to get through this. But I don't feel like I'm getting any better at it, really. Just like...
Yeah, what I've thought is that you feel like you're getting... I felt like I was getting better in a specific area, and then you go through a door, and it's like a whole different set of enemies with different timings on their attacks. Yeah.
But that's no. But that sense of relief when you get to the next, not bonfire, is it's a sculptor's statue or something.
Yeah.
But when you get to one of them, it's like, oh, I made it. It's so good. Such a good feeling.
Like, have you gone and upgraded your Oh, like your Estus, whatever it's called, like your flask.
Only once though. I've only got 2 of them.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I hadn't done that.
Right.
And I'd got to, like, I was fighting that guy in the horse. I was like, just getting absolutely wiped out. And then I went back to the guy who does, like, your prosthetics and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, give me this thing and I can upgrade your thing. So I've got 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it must just, Alex looks like he's about to end himself.
Yeah. So no, I'd be interested to see if we persevere with it.
I'd love to
Don't
watch
know.
Alex play this game. I'd like to be in the room with Alex playing this game.
No, it's never going to happen.
I think it would be hilarious to watch. Because there was a moment I was playing it today actually, and I squeezed
I
my
saw you playing it
controller
today.
so hard that I thought this could shatter in my hands. Like I was that frustrated. I was like, and it was
I am a powerful man. Smash this.
Why is there no cheese, Midge?
yeah. There's absolutely no cheesing in this whatsoever.
Because I saw you playing it today. I was like, bloody Ben, he's doing it again.
Yeah,
That
no,
guy.
I don't think you got anything to worry about with this one. I think I'm going to have to tap out at some point because I think it makes me pretty miserable as well, and I don't think that's a great look for a game. It's kind of like, you know,
If something's making you miserable, it's defeating the whole purpose. Isn't it?
yeah.
Right, it's just grueling though.
Yeah.
Because you just bash your head against, like, I think any boss or mini boss I've come across so far, like I've looked up. Because I got to a point where there's like a burning bull.
Yep.
I think a bull with like haystacks on its horns. I was like, just. So I watched a video of a guy doing it in a minute. I was like, right, okay, I see what he's doing, but I cannot do that.
Yeah. Well, didn't our patron Kevin do a no-hit run or something?
Something crazy. I don't think it's no hit. I think it was a no death.
Well, no death.
But he's a pro gamer.
But
Pro
that
gamer,
is
Kevin.
insane.
Yeah, let me get some tips from Mr. Kevin Scully.
Yeah. I might just get him to come round
Do it for
and
you.
finish it for me. And then I go, yeah, guys, finished it.
Done it.
Could you just remote
check
play
the
in for me,
trophies.
please?
Oh, great idea. Kevin, if you're listening, hit me up. But yeah, that's Sekiro. Stand by for future updates, I guess. At least from
In a
all of us.
year, we both drop off it.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Alex? Let's bring you into the conversation.
I mean, it's been a wee while since we've been at Survivor's Corner, I think. I mean, it must
At
be
least
a wee
2
while,
weeks, yeah.
I think it might even be 3. It could be. Who knows? But anyway, we're back in Survivor's Corner because I've been playing a really nice little Survivor's game. So this is Achilles Survivor, and it's a wee bit different again. So it's all based around like your kind of Greek, Roman mythology. Sorry, isn't it? What's Greek mythology? I can't remember one of them.
Yeah.
No, it's Greek because you're going around Greece. Oh, I'm talking shit, honestly. But it's a wee bit different for the fact like you need to gather resources in it and build things to help you go. So it's a bit like you start off as Achilles and you've got different bits, different areas that you're starting through, and then as you progress you get different like medals and stuff and upgrades as you're going, and unlock more characters, like the usual type of thing you see in these games. But the main difference is you're like building these things to help you, and you can build ones that are like to attack enemies, you can build ones to upgrade your weapons, you can build ones that are there to improve your health, you can scavenge different mines to get building materials, you can you get these other things like basements that pop up that you go and you take out the enemies in the basements, and you've got constant like kind of bosses coming towards you. I think I've really enjoyed it. It's really addictive. Like all these games are, they're really addictive, but it's nicely polished, and I think it's a bit of a spin-off for like there is an Achilles RPG from the I don't know if it's the same developer, at least kind of same wider developer, and this is like a spin-off from that, kind of in the same world, but it's really good. It's pleasantly surprised by this one. I think it does do something a wee bit different, and it looks nice. It does. I think it benefits from coming from like a bigger game because it's probably far more polished than a lot of this type of game as well.
Yeah, reusing all their assets maybe that they've already built, possibly. Yeah, it's a good idea.
It's very nice. Very.
It's I would say, because I've played a bit of it as well, and I would say it's got the same way as Sekiro has got that one more go thing.
Yeah.
But this has got it, but in a nice way. It's like, this is good. I could do this, and I can progress a little bit more. It's a very good bullet heaven, isn't it? It's really nice. I love that building aspect because it feels like it's got a sort of tower defense kind of element to it a little
bit, yeah.
Which is a nice twist.
And you can re-roll each of the things that you can build if you want to go for a specific type of build. And the way the levels are structured, you usually get like one key objective and then 3 sub-objectives, and those sub-objectives can be like have so much attack from like these buildings, or build so many of this, or that kind of thing. Destroy 3 basements, close 2 portals, and then if you do all of the sub-objectives and the main objectives, you get the gold medals, and the gold medals then unlock more characters and more things through to like in each of like, I think there's 5 levels in like in each
in sort of a world
chapter almost, or worlds, and then it moves on to like starts off in like the kind of coast, and then you move a bit more through Greece, and then you kind of keep going. So it's well structured, well polished, a little bit different, and I would really recommend this game. I think it is very good.
Have you played as the chicken?
I haven't unlocked the chicken yet.
No, not yet. I've played, I think I maybe get about 5 or 6 characters unlocked. So I've got like 2 of the soldiers, and then like a skeleton type thing, and like a big ogre type thing, and but not the chicken yet. No.
It's it is early access, isn't it?
Yes.
At the moment, yeah. I think what they could do with adding is like a bit more variety in terms of the different turrets and buildings and things, and even the weapons.
Yeah, I think there's only about 4 or 5 or 6.
Yeah, and that's where the fun comes in, getting all these crazy combinations and things. So I presume they will, but I do think the weapons are really good, really creative, but I think they just need a few more of them, basically.
Yeah, it looks good. It doesn't, looking at the gameplay on Steam, it doesn't look like it suits being a survivor. I don't know if it's just the art style or I don't know. To be honest with you, it's just, I don't know. I know gameplay looks off.
I know what you mean. It does take a while, and because it's sort of not top down, is it? It's almost
at
a 45-degree angle kind of thing.
It looks like a mobile game.
A lot of these games kind of feel like that, though. To be fair, I think it's almost because it's kind of modern. It's almost like a far more modern appearance than a lot of these games are, and I think that almost makes you feel like, oh, is that kind of what this is? But it works nicely as one. Like it does. Like the game is structured well, and and I think it's that building aspect to it as well. Just doesn't feel like it fits in, but when you're doing it, it does.
And then you sort of have to defend that area, so you kind of have to hang around the circle while your thing's being taking 5-10 seconds to build, and you're defending yourself and defending that area while the things. It's just, it's a nice little twist. I think I've put about 5 or 6 hours into it, so I really had a good go at it. But after the last update, I lost all of my upgrades. So like at the end of a run, you can spend upgrades on increasing your health regen, attack power, and everything, and they've just all disappeared.
I thought that happened to me, but actually I think that must have happened to me. What I thought happened was it wasn't upgrading, so it was like I was upgrading it, I was going back, and I hadn't saved the upgrade. So I don't know, probably just one of these I suppose that's an joys of early access, isn't it?
Yeah. But really good, really pleasantly surprised. Actually, it was the whole Greek mythology thing that sucked me in because I, love a bit of that. A bit of all the best games are based on Greek mythology, as we know. So yeah,
Not sure about that, but
well, some of them, some of the best games of this decade, you might say. What actually should we do now that we mention it? Because we were inspired by Lewis, weren't we, to make our
I'm an inspiring guy.
to make our own individual top 10 games of the decade, Alex. Weren't we? Have you got yours to hand?
Did we go? I can't remember. Did we go through mine?
I think we did, but let's have a quick recap if you've got it.
Because I've redone it. I didn't keep that list.
Oh, perfect. Well,
because that was all part of that games of the decade, so I wiped it.
Well, if you've got it, let's have a quick run through, and we can judge.
I've got a meaty list, so I'll let you guys go first.
Okay, Alex, you got yours?
No. Well,
Ben, do you have yours?
No, forget it.
I don't have mine written as a list. That's why I've kind of.
Okay, let me do mine.
Well, you do yours, and I'll try and sort mine.
So mine, mostly made up of the same ones from our group top 10. So number 10. So this is games of this decade so far, of the 2020s so far. Yeah.
Grossly misunderstood the concept then.
I don't know what we're doing now because I thought we were doing it. I'm so confused. I thought
do you know what? I made both.
Right.
Because I knew this would happen. So what are we doing here?
Oh, right, okay. No, I do have my list of the decade so far. I've also got a list of games from the last 10 years.
Let's do both. Okay. So here is my
podcast. It may seem like it is. This is to the listener. The Remarkable 2 does a good job of pulling everything together, but sometimes we just spitball. We just call it live.
Yeah, doing it
it's
live.
Like wrestling.
No, this is real though. We're in a real pub. So number 10 for me, Resident Evil 4 Remake. Number 9, because we all agreed it should be in the top 10 originally, Before Your Eyes. Number 8, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, for reasons I'll get into shortly. 7, Balatro. 6, Metaphor ReFantasio. 5, Inscription. 4, Returnal. 3, Hades. 2, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. And 1, Elden Ring.
You had Ori at 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yes. What about you?
Speak to me.
Either or. Jump in.
I've got my list of my 10 games. I don't have them in order, but I don't think that matters, does it?
Yeah, it doesn't.
No.
Right, so I have Balatro, Vampire Survivors, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Elden Ring, Forza Horizon 5,
Boo!
Cyberpunk 2077, Starfield, Citizen Sleeper, and Walkabout Mini Golf.
Oh,
yeah, that was one that people did say, how could you forget Walkabout?
How could we? Good call.
Indeed. There we go. 2 VR games so far then. Before Your Eyes and Walkabout Mini Golf. What have you got, Lewis?
Yeah, mine. We did go through mine actually. 10 Metroid in descending order. Metroid Dread, Balatro, Citizen Sleeper, Returnal. This isn't in order on my page, so that was 7. Oh fuck! I fucked it up.
He's still getting used to the Remarkable 2, guys.
I'm still getting used to it.
Powerful.
I just wrote it in an order, and then I wrote the number next to it, and then I used it for that episode. I'll just do it in no particular order. Balatro, Vampire Survivors, Elden Ring, Tears of the Kingdom, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Inscription, Returnal, Metroid Dread, Last of Us Part 2, Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I think that's it.
Was that wasn't any order, was it?
No.
I'll just explain why I didn't have my list, listeners. It was because my original list I edited and wrote over to log all of our lists, and I forgot that that's what I'd done, so my games had disappeared. So I had to pull it back together. Apologies for sounding unprofessional.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. And then did you guys do a list of like a Lewis style list completely wrong.
I did
just
think
Rust.
about it, and mine would be very similar, and I think I would have 2 changes. So I would swap out Forza Horizon 5 for Forza Horizon 4.
Yes.
Right. So I think because that's the better game, and then I would
doesn't
bring
it?
in Tetris Effect.
Oh yeah, good one.
Tetris Effect should be on my list, but that was 2018, I think, so it couldn't be on the list of 2016. But it would be on the list probably for Cyberpunk. I think would drop out, and Tetris Effect would come in.
Very wise.
Yeah. I had a couple that would probably break into my top 10 of the day. If we were to do it like what Alex was saying, a couple that would replace games. Celeste,
Yeah,
I think
good one. I forgot about that actually.
would go marching straight in there. Disco Elysium.
Mm-hmm.
I was putting like Pistol Whip in there.
Another VR one.
Great.
I think my list of games of the last 10 years has only got 2 from the other list.
Oh, really?
They're all 8 of them are pre-2020. So I've got Dragon Quest XI, Horizon Zero Dawn, Slay the Spire, Cuphead, Titanfall 2,
Wow.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Titanfall 2? I thought that was...
I think it's 2016.
What was it? I always thought it was before that. Okay.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Breath of the Wild, Persona 5 Royal, and Elden Ring.
I forgot about Breath of the Wild. I suppose I would potentially bring that in. Maybe.
On my very long list, I even had Halo Infinite in there.
Oh, that must have been a top 100.
Yeah. There's a list of all the games that I've released.
You leave poor Master Chief alone.
Top 100 Xbox published games. I loved Halo Infinite. I thought it was really good. Really enjoyed the multiplayer
We had some
and
good
single.
fun in the multiplayer on that, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh, let's do that again.
Multiplayer. Multiplayer my bum.
Alrighty. Here comes the pen. Multiplayer my bum. Excellent. Right. Well, that, if nothing else, has given us the episode title.
that one.
Watch the numbers go up for that. Lewis
That was me.
Wilson. You've
That's me.
finished the game, haven't you?
I have finished the game.
Well done.
And much like Sekiro, it was on the list of games that I just stopped playing. And because we're not allowed to buy anything until Switch 2 comes out, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back and I'm going to finish, not all off because that'd be impossible, a good chunk of these games. And the game that I finished is Sea of Stars. So I played 13 hours or so and then stopped playing. For no particular reason. I can't remember why. It's a really, really good game. Well developed characters, good story, setting's lovely, the art style's gorgeous. It's funny. It's like the same developers as The Messenger.
The Messenger, yep.
And you can sort of see that in terms of their humour, I guess, in some aspects come through. And I'd sort of seen How Long to Beat was saying, I think 28 hours. So I was playing it for another few. I think I put in another 6 hours or so. I was like, I feel like I'm coming to the end of this. This feels like end game.
Yeah.
And then it just goes boom, and goes off on some mad tangent. And you go, my God, there's like a whole other game that I've got to go through. Almost like The Messenger, where it went from 8-bit to 16-bit. You went back through all the areas. But it just kept on going on and on and on. I was like, this game doesn't feel like it's ever going to end. It was almost, I would say, borderline outstayed its welcome towards the end, because I was like, I really just want to finish it. But it was so good, and like there was like characters that were introduced in the last few hours that were like, oh man, I wish they were there, like earlier on, because their moveset was really cool. They were quite funky characters. They were funny. They were just like well thought out. It's like, it would have been good if they were there earlier, because I would have used them a lot. But yeah, it just feels like, my God, it doesn't feel like it's going to end. And I think I finished roll credits at about 27, which is a long time.
Yeah. Not bad, though.
Yeah, it's not bad. There are games that are longer that I've sunk more time into. But I think because I was just expecting it to end at 20 when I was there, and then for it just to keep going.
I think that's often the way with RPGs, isn't it? The end game always seems to go on and on and on and on. Even, like, especially Metaphor was like that. It was just like, right, sit down for a couple of hours, probably get this wrapped up. A day later, okay, is it still ending? Surely this is the final boss now. Yeah, it's one of them. I don't know why. It just seems to be a trope of RPGs, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it was really good. Like there's DLC coming for it this year. Perhaps.
What?
Yeah, I think
if you had to rate it on our scale, where would you put it?
Just right.
Just right. Yeah. So like an 8.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
we don't use numbers in our scale.
No, but like an 8.
I think, yeah, just right. I think if you are a fan of turn-based RPGs, I'd recommend it.
Yeah. I know, friend and listener of the show, I know from Blue Sky, Pietro's just finished this as well. He really enjoyed it and said the same thing. Yeah. If you're like that pixelated turn-based RPG, then it's very much a recommendation. Sounds like
Maybe that'll be my sort of I think I need something softer than Sekiro to play.
She's going to be a pirate. A pirate.
Is that on Game Pass?
No.
Then can't.
Unfortunately not. She can't.
I can't. I have to play old games. Are we all getting on all right with the no game buying?
Yes.
Game at the moment. Any?
Luckily, it doesn't include games that we managed to be offered to play for the podcast.
True.
So that's keeping us going a little bit. So.
Thank God for this podcast, keeping us all alive.
But yeah, man, it's been quite nice to go back through and clear. I have ticked some games off the list as well. Like when I was away, I played a couple of shorter games and ticked them off. And it's nice to actually go back to these games that you've forgotten about and like, why did I not play that? It was so good. And yeah, managed.
What? Any examples off the top of your head?
Botany Manor was a good one. That's on Game Pass. That was a really nice little puzzle one. And another one, which I don't think I had written down anywhere, but Lost in Play. And this is one that Mark had mentioned a long time ago, Smarky Mark. And that is a nice little game, and it's based with 2 children in it, so I mean, I can understand. But it's like almost, it's not quite a point and click game because you are controlling the characters and stuff. But it has that essence of those classic point and click games, but a bit more straightforward. But it just tells a really nice story about these basically brother and sister, how it's just all about what they're just having a standard day in their lives, but it's what's going on in their imagination, and that's the story that you're playing. It's a lovely game. I'd highly recommend it to people that enjoy that kind of point and click adventure game. It's one of those that just really gone underrated and under the radar, I think, and it's great. I loved it. I thought it was great.
What's it called again?
Lost in Play.
Lost in Play.
Yeah. It's very good.
Yeah. I can't say maybe it's just got a really forgettable name.
Yeah.
I think so. I think you would maybe recognise the game art rather than the name, potentially.
Right.
But, yeah. It's a shame that it didn't get more of a spotlight. I don't think it ever made it onto a subscription service or anything either.
I recognise the artwork.
And what would you liken it to?
Oh, what would I liken it to? I would liken this to, again, it's got a kind of Saturday morning cartoon look to it.
He-Man?
No, more modern.
Bears.
More modern.
Oh, raccoons.
More modern.
God.
Rugrats.
Muppet Babies.
The cartoon, the CGI cartoon.
Of what?
Muppet Babies.
I didn't realise there was one. No.
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
That's what the kids
it
are
like
all
that?
about these days. No.
Okay. Good.
It's like Adventure Time or something.
Oh, yeah. Oh, what was that game that was like Adventure Time that came out?
The Adventure Time game.
Yeah, maybe that was it. No, there was one, there was one that came out from. Oh, I think it was the same developers as Nobody Saves the World, possibly. Oh, I don't know. Talking out my ass. Who knows?
I don't know. I can't think of what that is.
No, I can't either.
No. Oh, that's annoying. Super Rare did a physical. No, not the same. It was the same developers as Cult of the Lamb. Their game before that. God damn it. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. Anyway, there's no way to know. Lewis, I've also finished a game as well.
Oh, yeah.
And much like your experience with Sea of Stars, this is a game that didn't feel like it was ever going to end.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that is positive.
But yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh, God.
And let me tell you, it's taken all my willpower to not buy Rebirth and immediately jump into that. Yeah.
Wow.
I even went cap in hand to Laurie and said, have you got a physical version of Rebirth that I can borrow?
He's not finished
Desperate
yet,
times.
has he?
And he's got it digitally. He won it digitally.
Oh, that's right.
So I'm just going to have to wait like a sucker to buy it. Because, yeah, I very, very, very much loved Remake. I couldn't stop playing it.
So I feel like that was a bit of a public appeal to anyone who has a physical copy of Seven Rebirth to send it to
If
Ben.
you've been affected by anything you've heard today, no, I just loved it. I really loved it. There's a bit of sag. I think last time we spoke about it properly, I was only like a couple of hours in, and it was like, yeah, it was really fast paced, and that does obviously slow down, and it gets more RPG-ish. The whole thing feels pretty linear, but there's like 3 chapters that are, oh, you've got some side quests and you can go about and do stuff to help people. By the third one of those, I think it was chapter 14, I was like, I can't be asked with this.
Yeah.
Now, like, this is not what I'm here for. I'm enjoying like the combat and, you know, progressing the story and stuff. So I didn't finish all the side quests in the end. It's just like, can't be bothered. Kind of just want to push through. So yeah, that sags a little bit towards. There's 18 chapters. It does slow down a little bit in those areas, but when it picks back up again, yeah, the end bit is long and confusing for someone who doesn't know the story of Final Fantasy VII. And it introduces a couple, or like 1 or 2 characters very near to the end. And you're like, okay, this kind of makes sense in the context of where it would have been in the original to introduce a new character at this stage, but we're literally about to wrap up this game.
Yeah,
so
that is weird.
Very odd. I mean, it works, but it's almost like, okay, so now I've got this character following us around. It's, yeah, just a little bit odd, but yeah, I've got nothing really bad to say about it. I thought maybe, have I got access to the DLC? Can I play that? But no, I don't have that either. So
HLTB, Ben.
So I had it written down that it took me 34 hours.
Pretty good.
But then I checked my PlayStation app earlier, and it said 39. So I don't know.
It's got mind of its own, that.
Yeah. I think it was 34 on the in-game clock. But yeah, I really recommend it. I know Alex sort of said he's tried it and hated it, but I don't know.
I don't think I hated it. I might have said that I hated it. I don't think I hated it. I just found it quite boring,
I think it's worth. I know you liked 16 up to a point, didn't you? I know that was a bit of a slog.
The combat and stuff was much better than 16.
Yeah. But yeah, combat in this, the materia system, being able to like level up your sort of move set and then swap them between characters and stuff. It works really nicely. It's just a great little game. I even thought, and this is how desperate I was for more, I even thought about playing Final Fantasy VII, the original, just to get that hit and find out what happens next.
The vomit.
Yeah, but I thought maybe I'd be a bit more tolerant of it now that maybe it would be quaint, whereas before it was just bleh.
Yuck.
But yeah, really good game. Love it.
Nice. So you're going to have to wait till, well, yeah, unless you get given a copy, which I'll implore listeners to not give Ben a copy.
Yeah.
Don't fall for it.
And don't say, I can imagine someone being a real bastard and going, Ben, if you can prove that you finished Sekiro, then I'll lend you. Yeah. Yeah. Please don't do that. Now that I've put that idea into your head. But yeah, I can wait. It's not going anywhere. So, and like you said, plenty of other stuff we've got on our list to get through.
Exactly. And do you want to tease the listeners, and say like what's your plans, Alex, spent for games that you're going to play over the next week or so? What can we hear soon?
So like a coming soon,
yeah.
That's a great idea. Alex,
Like I said, we're just calling it live on the show.
Yeah.
In the pub.
Probably there's obviously going to be more survivors. So I've got karate survivors in my eye. And then there's going to be, and it might not be in the next week, but certainly in the next couple of weeks, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I will find a way to be able to play Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. So that's, and I will, and obviously we have the rule where we're allowed to use vouchers and existing vouchers, and I have £20
Existing.
I'm very tempted to purchase Warriors Abyss, which was in the recent State of Play, which is £20, and I have a £20 voucher. So maybe that. Maybe.
I hope Karate Survivors is the actual karate moves.
As I've played a wee bit of it already, I won't talk too much about
Oh, sounds excellent.
It's very good.
Can't wait.
Can't wait for that. Oh, I am going to be playing Coffee Talk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I need something calm to play after Sekiro. So I'm going to be playing that. And Death Howl I can also talk about next week, which is a Souls-like deck builder. So,
sounds intriguing.
yeah.
Intriguing indeed.
And I'm also semi-tempted to try Avowed.
Oh, I will be trying Avowed. I forgot about that, but I will.
I have had no interest up until hearing MinMax talk about it, and it was like, actually, that does sound fun. Now,
The
I'm not going
combat
to say,
sounds excellent.
yeah, I'm not going to say it's going to be up my alley, but I think I'm going to give it a little bash.
You can switch into third person even.
Yeah, exactly. What about you, Lewis? What's in the hopper?
In the hopper, right this second, is Unicorn Overlord.
Yes.
Picked it again. Game that I dropped. Picked it back up again. Been playing it over the last couple of days. And also the Lonely Mountain
Snowy one.
ski one, whatever it's called. I can't remember its
Lonely
name.
Mountains, downhill challenge, something about skis.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, catchy name. Nice.
It's pithy. That's what they're good at. They're good at that. Pithy names.
You got a
So
list.
yeah, that one.
Yeah, good. Lovely. Well, that was a great
Snow Riders, that's it.
Snow
Riders.
Riders.
There we go.
There we go. Wunderbar. Great little segment you came up with there, Lewis. On the fly.
It just came to me.
It's like watching miracles happen in front of our eyes.
This is the benefit of having lists.
Yeah,
It's remarkable.
exactly.
Wow.
Anywho, shall we play a little game of Guess the Outro?
was that?
Time bomb. Clearly said time bomb. Guess the outro time bomb. Yeah, baby. 10 clues. You guess the game
Love it.
I'm talking about. That's the outro. Simple as. Number 10. Tried this last week. Worked quite nicely. So let's see how this goes on. This is another quote.
Ooh.
So, IGN says, blank feels like a true adventure in ways most games never achieve. That's number 10. Great clue. I think you'll agree. Lewis, you were very complimentary about my clues last week.
Yeah, I was. Subject to change.
Maybe we can't have 2 good weeks in a row.
Yeah. For some reason, I am drawn to It Takes Two, Alex.
Fair enough.
It Takes Two, Ben?
No, not It Takes Two, Lewis. Number 9.
'Cause you're on an adventure with someone. You're, going through attics and all that, like a borrower.
Hoovers.
Yeah.
Big
Nothing says
adventure.
true adventure like an attic and a Hoover.
Correct.
Number 9. Not a sequel.
Oxenfree.
No, it's not Oxenfree. Number 8. Originally released in 2018.
Again? Don't know.
It could be Night in the
A lot
Woods.
of games. Try it.
Night in the Woods.
No. Not Night in the Woods. Number 7.
I guess that every single week.
You do. Number 7. Action adventure.
I could define action adventure.
Do you think not a sequel could be like a gobshite clue because it's like a reboot rather than a sequel?
What, you thinking God of War?
Maybe. What year did Breath of the Wild come out? Was that 26?
2017. Yeah. Oh, did it come out before on the Wii U? I can't remember.
No, it came out at the same time.
Yeah,
Was that
2017 then.
Switch came
Yeah.
out? Should we try God of War?
Yeah.
Was that 2018, wasn't it? God of War. God of War.
No, not God of War. Number 6. Has DLC.
God of War doesn't have DLC.
Just go and read through them again.
Anything for you. IGN. Blank feels like a true adventure in ways most games never achieve. Not a sequel. Originally released in 2018. Action adventure. Has DLC.
Hollow Knight.
Not Hollow Knight. Great guess. Number 5 is another quote.
I know it's a Metrovania, but
Potatoes Brothers. Blank proves there's still... Oh, this is from Destructoid, by the way. Blank proves there's still a sense of genuine adventure to be gained from games that commit to a set, fixed structure and design, rather than the kind of sprawling, endless expanses many contemporary titles set out to become. That is a long sentence.
Destructo, but I agree wholeheartedly with you, Destructoid.
Thank you.
I mean, it feels like something like Breath of the Wild. Like it feels like it's saying, "I want it to be like a Breath of the Wild open world and not an Ubisoft open world." That's what that quote kind of says to me. Like,
Sorry. Just a bit starstruck that Destructoid responded to us. 2018. Not a sequel. Has DLC. Maybe. No Man's Sky was well before that, wasn't it?
yeah, and that wasn't well received. And Horizon was the same time as
Same year, yeah, like a month or two after, or before,
Breath of the Wild.
after Breath of the Wild.
Oh, so that maybe just after Breath of the Wild. Do you think it is Horizon?
I'm sure
Because
it was the same year.
It was about February, and then like Breath of the Wild came out towards. No, that was March, though, wasn't it? the Breath of the Wild came out. Because it was like at the same time, because that was the whole thing.
Yeah.
We just get, right, I don't know.
No guesses?
No Man, No Man's Sky. I don't know if it came out that year, but
No, not No Man's Sky. Number 4 features animals, though they may not be animals in the traditional sense.
anthropomorphic animals potentially. Why would you say something was not a sequel?
That's what's taking me down that reboot type route.
What about Smash Brothers?
It's not an action adventure.
It's got a single player bit though. It's not action adventure though. You're right. It made me think when you said that about the animals. Made me think of Star Fox.
Ratchet and Clank. Is that 2016 or 2018?
What was that game called? Starlink Battle for Atlas.
No, surely not.
Don't think it had any. I don't know what the soundtrack was like, but definitely had animals that weren't animals in the traditional sense.
Is that your guess?
Might as well be.
Yeah, fine.
It's not Starlink Battle for Atlas. But well done. Number 3.
Remember that game? Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, it's an indie.
Clipping the R-wing onto the controller.
Mm-hmm. That was the best bit of the game.
That was the best bit.
Not actually playing the game.
So what are your kind of action adventure indies? About Undertale or something? We had that.
It's
like animals in it.
I know that's 2015 because I added it to my games in the last 10 years list from a couple of weeks ago.
See? Came good in the end, didn't it?
Came good in the end.
Now I've got Star Fox music in my head.
Bam, dam, bam, bam, bam.
Yep. Just that.
Okay. Just that on loop.
Good
Good luck.
luck.
That's good. What was the? Give us the blank clues again, please.
Both blank clues. Okay. We've got IGN. Blank feels like a true adventure in ways most games never achieve. And then Destructoid said blank proves there's still a sense of genuine adventure to be gained from games that commit to a set, fixed structure and design rather than the kind of sprawling, endless expanses many contemporary titles set out to become.
Wow, that is a sentence and a half, isn't it?
It
An
is.
indie that said DLC. Did Hades get DLC? Was that as long ago as 2018?
Yeah. No. I think that was 2021.
When did it get in daily access? Don't think it got DLC though, did it?
I try not to think about it.
No, I talked about that enough last week, but you could be gobshite enough to get his own back here.
It's the animals in a non-traditional sense.
Oh, it can't be 2018. It was in that list. Fuck's sake.
There it is.
Light bulb.
This is this is 2D art style Mario 3D World all over again.
Should we just get the next clue? What was it? What was that one again?
It's an indie.
Oh, okay.
Next clue.
With DLC. Yes, please.
Okay, next clue is, again, a repeat from last week, published by Annapurna Interactive. That was number 2. Clue number 2. One.
Annapurna game that's a DLC?
Dun, 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 dun.
And it's animals, but not in the style that you would... What was that animal clue again?
Oh, it is. Features animals, though they may not be animals in the traditional sense.
I mean, there was no need to go near, Ben. I only asked you a question.
What could that mean? That could mean like anthropomorphic, like I said, or that it's, someone is an animal.
Oh, they're dead.
Annapurna.
What was that? Oh, no, that was Devolver, wasn't it? I was going to say like Gorilla Attacks or something. What's that one?
Ape out.
Gorilla Attacks. That's a VR game, isn't it?
There's a VR game now called Gorilla Attack. Yeah.
That would be an obscure one.
It's terrible. I think we're just going to... I mean, What Remains of Edith Finch is the only one that's coming into my head, but...
Just guess.
I
So
didn't have DLC. What Remains of Edith Finch.
No, not that. Okay. Clue number 1. For the win. This quote is from GameSpot. By letting you chart your own course and piece together its mystery at your own pace, blank makes each of its expeditions feel incredibly personal and absolutely unmissable.
Spiritfarer. No, that's not... Is it Spiritfarer or Inferno?
I'm sure that's a more recent game. Expeditions. Can you read that one again?
Sure.
Please.
Quote from GameSpot. By letting you chart your own course and piece together its mystery at your own pace, blank makes each of its expeditions feel incredibly personal and absolutely unmissable.
The Outer Wilds. Because you do it, your expeditions into space, and it definitely got DLC. And I think it was Annapurna. But I could be
I have
wrong.
no idea, so let's go with that.
Do you want to confirm? Lock in your guess?
Yes, please.
Which is what, sorry?
The Outer Wilds.
The Outer Wilds. Ah, so close. It was actually Outer Wilds. There's no the. So yes, it's Outer Wilds. Well done.
Well done.
Again, generous final clue, I think. But hey, you worked it out. That's the main thing. Many wouldn't have.
What are the
Thanks,
animals in
GameSpot.
that?
Aliens, basically, like alien species. So they're animals, but
Yeah.
not in the traditional sense that we would necessarily recognise, like freaky little fish and stuff like that. So,
No.
yeah. Well done. Well done again. The winning streak continues. You'll love to see it. You happy with this level of difficulty? Do you want to, crank it up a little bit next time?
No, I think that's fine.
I mean, the last two we've gone to 1, Ben, so it'll be,
True.
I think it's probably just right.
Close enough. Good. Another close shave, but you did it. Yeah, really another superb soundtrack. Not a game that I have spent any real time with. Like, I've tried to get into it as one that I desperately want to
Same.
like.
Same.
And listening to the soundtrack makes me want to play it and try it again. And I've added it to my list of games to play at some point. But yeah, just because there's obviously something there, because people are really passionate about it. Like some people, some podcasts I listen to, this is their favourite game of all time. So there's clearly something there that I'm missing. But yeah, maybe one of us will try it. But not today. But yeah, lovely soundtrack. Really chilled, epic. Captures that sense of adventure, and the one that we're going to listen to is actually just the main title by Andrew Pralo. And that is from not the Outer Wilds.